The Mohawk Valley Center for the Arts in Little Falls presents Local Arts. Sue Beevers teaches cello at Hamilton College. She is also known in the art world as an accomplished painter. Quilters know her for her fabulous fabric designs, her books on fabric dyeing, and her appearances on national quilting shows and magazines. But her love of art and design began on a loom.
Weaving was definitely my first passion. I started out totally self-taught, which is not necessarily a good thing. It sort of means you reinvent the wheel, which may or may not be good, but became fascinated by multi-shaft weave structures and ended up teaching all over the world and writing a lot. And it's, took up spinning as a, they're very different. Yes, sometimes you use your spun yarn, but mostly spun yarn goes into socks or sweaters or stuff like that. And just did that for probably close to 20 years. I was very lucky. People liked what I did and liked the way my mind, which is pretty quirky, unfortunately, worked, and liked my workshop. So yeah, I was very well known, and because of that, and because my pieces had gotten into some pretty big international shows and that kind of thing, yeah, I was quite well known. What happened was,
why did you stop?
Well, I wanted to change the direction of what I was doing. I wanted more flow, and I wanted to express myself differently. And so I went back to school, made sure I went to a school that didn't do textiles in any way, and learned to draw and paint and do prints and all of that. So went back into textiles, but went to quilting because I found it a little more freeing for me. That doesn't mean that weaving's limited, but for me, I found that it was a new and a better way for me to express it.
Weaving, maybe putting them together?
Well, yeah, like I showed you, my paintings, I started getting into collage and paper collage, and realized, oh heck, I could do this with fabric. And so started doing it with fabric and wrote a few books about it, and so now that's where I am.
You're settled here. Tell us how long you've been in Deansboro and how that may affect your work or your art.
Doesn't affect it at all. It's really a nice thing in that this is an international world we live in, and we're only about an hour from an airport. And so there's absolutely no effect, except that I am lucky enough to live in a situation that I want to live in. My favorite thing is the woods. And I get up every morning and go for a walk through the woods and, see the trees and the leaves. And most of my work is about the cycles of the earth. No deep, dark inner meaning. It's just that, the changes of the seasons, the cycles of the day, and that kind of thing. And so I'm extremely lucky in that I can live in a place where I can work at home and spend my time outside, which is where my preference is.
Look for Sue Beevers' work online and at the Evergreen Gallery in Hamilton. To see what's new in the quilting world, visit the Quilting by the Lake Quilt Show today through Thursday, starting at 11:30 a.m. at the Morrisville State College in Morrisville.